Good morning, everyone. Today we're going to wrap up the work we've been doing on finding the best evidence to prove which habitat, which island, would be the best place for the orangutan preserve. Today I'm going to talk to you about how we might write a scientific paragraph. So today, while we talk about the writing, you can write along with me, or you can just think about what I'm saying as we write, and we'll do this more practice later on. So we're ready to write an argument to convince the WPO to build the reserve on Blue Island. When scientists make arguments, it doesn't mean they get angry or disagree about who's right. In science, arguing isn't about who's right or wrong. Rather, it's about using evidence to say why one idea or claim is best. In other words, if you have great evidence to prove your claim, then the other scientists will be excited to read about it. So what is a scientific argument? It answers a question with a claim about the natural world, and it includes evidence to support the claim. I think we're ready to write a scientific argument because we've answered our question and we've got great evidence. Remember, we discussed this question: in which city would you need a heavy coat, Newburgh or Oldburgh? And we made the claim you would need a heavy coat in in Newburgh. The sample argument is how we're going to write our argument about orangutans, and it gives us a little idea of what kind of language we might use when talking about evidence. Notice in bold it says, the evidence shows that heavy coats are good for the coldest weather. The evidence shows that someone measured the temperature in both towns. It was 40 degrees in Newburgh and it was 50 degrees in Oldburgh. This means that Newburgh is colder than Oldburgh. Notice that this scientific argument mentioned evidence and explained how that evidence proves the point. So together we're going to write a scientific argument to answer our question about the islands. We'll include the information that orangutans need an island with the hottest, rainiest weather we can find. That's our base claim. Remember that claim B had the strongest evidence to support it. Last time you worked on science, you noticed that Blue Island had the best data to support that it would be a place most like the orangutan's natural habitat. So what evidence from our cards supports our claims, and what does the evidence say about the temperature on the island? Let's review our evidence. We remember that evidence card 4 had the best evidence to prove that the temperature was close to 98 degrees. We know that Ark Island had a good temperature also, but we decided to go with Blue Island. So we're going to focus on the evidence that made us choose Blue Island. Using the phrase, the evidence shows that, and this means that in our argument can show exactly how the evidence supports the claim. Notice the sentence that's underlined is the sentence I added. The evidence shows that Blue Island has temperatures around 96 degrees Fahrenheit. This means that it is warm enough for the orangutans. Next, we need to look at our evidence about rainfall, about precipitation. Notice that evidence card 11 says Blue Island precipitation on one day was 38 millimeters of rainfall. We know that that's the most rainfall from all the evidence cards, so we're going to include that in our paragraph. Notice that we can complete our written argument with sentences about the precipitation evidence and what it means. I added new sentences that are underlined. The evidence shows that the rainfall on Blue Island is about 38 millimeters a day. This means that it is rainy enough for the orangutans. Our vocabulary word argument is how we use evidence to say why one idea is the best. An argument doesn't always mean that you disagree. An argument is how you're going to prove what you think is the best answer. So remember, the Wildlife Protection Organization is looking for an island for an orangutan reserve. So far, the evidence points to Blue Island. I'll send our argument to the WPO. Today's assignment is to reflect on your learning. Complete page 16 in your Sky notebook, and then you can type anything you're still wondering in the reflection question on Google Form. The page 16 in your Sky notebook asks you to read a few statements and decide whether or not you feel that you understand what we've gone over in this chapter. Don't be afraid to say that you don't understand. All that will do is help us to help you figure it out. Have a really great day, and I can't wait to see you guys for live science tomorrow.